Hi, I'm Pepper Pickaboo Pevensie coming to you live from Streetwear Live. Our special guest tonight is Gleesa Silversmith. Hello, Gleesa.
Hi, Pepper.
How are you doing tonight?
I am well. How about you?
I'm doing well. We are interviewing people and places at Second Life, and we have an interest in how people actually found Second Life and their journey through Second Life after a number of years. You were involved with roller derby at one
Oh,
point.
that was a fun time. Started out very rocky. I was asked if I wanted to join roller derby when I was misbehaving in Wet Willie's. Me and a friend were kind of pushing this kid around, and he wasn't really there, but we were kind of pushing him around and laughing and joking and just being naughty. And all of a sudden, I get an IM, and I went, uh-oh. But it was coach asking me if I wanted to join roller derby since I like to push people around, which is a big part of roller derby.
So you were just in Second Life and went to a club with friends and were basically kind of griefing someone, pushing them around,
I
physically
didn't know
pushing
that's what
them
I was
around.
doing. Well, kind of. We were just kind of, we were just pushing him around. And a matter of fact, he probably liked it because there was two girls ganging up on him. So I'm sure he didn't mind. But yeah, and um, he was not liked by everybody, but he was liked by his team, our coach. And he did a lot of fighting for us because we tended to be not as respected as some of the other teams, and it became hard because you would think it'd be a camaraderie, but at first it wasn't. We were kind of vicious to the other teams. Other teams were vicious to us, and at the first year was really very, very kind of violent. But the second year, it kind of mellowed. And by the third year, it was more of a camaraderie and a sisterhood, and we were all skating together, and we were laughing and we were joking, and it kind of became we tried to win, but we didn't really care about the winning. It was we cared well, we did care about winning, but we cared about skating, and we got along with the other teams. It became a better environment through adversity, I guess.
Right. But you actually became a member of this team by interacting with someone in a club that you didn't know. They invited you to join the team. And okay, I'm trying to wrap my head around it because once you're invited to a team anywhere, you have to have certain HUDs, uniform, practice. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Most of the girls and guys that are in this club or the roller derby, are designers, or they do tattoos, or people they know are designers, or we're sponsored also. They go out and look for sponsors, different stores to
Hmm.
be sponsors. And uh, the uniforms are given to us. We've never had to pay for the uniforms. The HUDs are given to us, and these have been recreated over and over because there are elbows, which you're not supposed to use, but you do. You can use them, but you can't get caught using the elbow. And different HUDs for different positions. I was always a blocker, and I haven't done it for so long. There's 5 girls on a team, 3 blockers, and one, I can't think what it's called now. One is the jammer, who's the one that has to skate by the blockers, and there's this is going to bug me. They're not a block. They are a blocker, but they can go a little bit faster. They're the one that sets the pace because you have to stay in a row.
Right.
And the other team has to stay in that row. You can't break pack. You can't have one team way ahead and one team way behind. You have to make sure that both teams are interweaving together. And you have life cycles, hearts on your HUD, and if you're hit enough times, you are going to fall down. And when you fall down, you've got to get back up and skate fast to get joined back up with your team. I can't think of what the other girl is called because I was always a blocker.
But did you practice once, twice a week before you had your tournaments?
Right. We would practice at the beginning. It was twice a week, and then once a week, and then there was a fun Friday where you could come in anything you wanted to, dressed as anything you wanted, and then we would just skate for fun.
And there was a lot of opportunity, I guess, to meet other people and to be part of a team.
Right. The other girl is a pivot. She's the one that keeps the girls in line because you don't want to go too far ahead or too far back. So she sets the pace for the blockers. The jammer has to go around the track, and when she goes by once, that doesn't count, but the second time around, they count all the girls in the opposing team that she passes, and that's where the points are built. And she's the only one that's allowed to call off the jam.
Now, all of this is based on real life rules, right? As far as
yes, it is. It is based on real life rules to the point where we were not allowed to use nicknames for real life. If a real life player had that name, we weren't allowed to use it in Second Life.
You had to use your own name.
Your own nickname. I was Slam Bam, and there were different ones: Cutie Pie, Cat, Rocks, Go-Go, different names. One, the Astor of Disaster, all different names for the girls. Tabby. Oh, let's see. I can't think of all the names.
But eventually, you retired from roller derby.
I did because I couldn't give all my. I could not. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the word here. I could not be there all the time when I should be, so I couldn't guarantee my presence. It's a commitment. So I couldn't really commit to being there all the time, and I didn't think it was fair for anyone who might want to be there or might want to skate because I just couldn't be there all the time. And unfortunately, the team has since fallen through the wayside, and they're not skating right now. The group is still there, and if I can go into that group.
There is a roller derby group still alive and well, but teams come and go. And would you recommend it to somebody that's new to Second Life?
I would, because it's a great way to meet people. Yeah, there are still 300 members
Oh, wow.
yeah. I'm just looking at it, and there's 300 people in the group. So even though they're not skating, there is another roller derby team out there. I have not seen them. I have not skated with them. I am not sure how they skate, but I would recommend it to anyone who wants to get together with a group of people and have fun. There's usually after parties, after matches, and just getting to know people, different people, and going there. There's a lot of DJs, and there's parties, and there's clubs, and it gets you out there with other people. So it gives you something to do too.
It's a good way to meet other people in Second Life that may have similar interests.
And
now,
then you can beat them up.
Yes. Well, with roller derby, you can beat them up. But since you retired from roller derby, what have you done to entertain yourself in Second Life since then?
We have sex.
Oh, this, by the way, is for real life interview in the future.
we kind of come on here. I finally became a member of SL. Before I was kind of not a paying participant. So I did become a premier member in SL, which I've gained land, and so I like to pick up the house by accident.
As we all have done.
Replace it with new and decorate and find strange things to amuse myself and my husband.
And have sex on the side.
No. And playing games and being with friends such as you that I get to see every now and then, which I cherish my friends on here because they're all a part of what brought me here. That's part of what keeps me here.
That is something that we should explore because I know I've been here for a number of years, and people that are family members in real life and whatnot say, "Oh my God, you're on that computer again." But what they don't seem to understand is you have viable friendships of people that you actually spend sometimes more time with during the course of the day or a week or a month than you do your real life families. People are busy in real life running here and there and ball games and taking care of kids' sports and schooling and whatnot. And in the evening, people sit down and get online and hope that their friends are here. And um, do you bring your real life into Second Life, your real life activities with your friends?
Now, do I divulge my real life secrets?
Not your secret, but your real life every day. I work here and I do this and
I,
la-di-da-di.
if you're a
And
true
to your real life friends, or your Second Life friends, I should say, that become your real life friends.
true friends, yes, I'll let them know what I do because I'm going to tell them what I do during my day to day. I play flute, so I have played flute on SL, but only with the accompaniment of fiddler, secret spy, aka John Kirby.
Who is your real life husband and a real life musician?
Mhm.
And you were trained as a formal in real life as well.
I went through, oh my gosh, since fourth grade, so it's been many years that I've played flute. I went to Berkeley College of Music in Boston, uh, moved from Western New York, and left all my family and came here and met the man of my dreams and decided never to go back.
It's a wonderful story and wonderful life, wonderful life. And you come to Second Life and you share your Second Life with your real life husband and the friends that you make here. Is there any advice that you would give to somebody that's new coming into Second Life? Something to beware of and something to achieve, or different venues and whatnot that they can make a nice Second Life.
Well, the best part of coming into Second Life was to be invited by a friend, Fader. And we all pretty much joined at the same time, and he pushed us through the new part of Second Life. So we didn't, and he said, you'll get it. You know, we didn't learn to walk, jump, fly. We kind of hit the ground in Second Life running. I would advise going back to the beginning and learning everything if a friend takes you in that route. No offense to Fader, but we kind of said, hey, you got to go here and do this. And it was like, okay, I'm scared, but okay. We got to
You
talk.
don't know how to move. You don't know how to move unless you go through New Island, right? Yes.
Well, he took us to a freebie place, and the boxes were flying at us. And he said, just grab boxes, just grab them. It's okay. But I think the one advice I would say to anyone new is don't let anyone bully you or shame you. I can remember hearing, oh, look at the newbie. Isn't she a cute little newbie? And okay, so you've been on here for 2 years. You're probably not on here any longer, but it's not right to make a person who's brand new unacceptable or shamed. It's just, I don't think people still do that because that was 9 years ago, and I don't think people were all that politically correct and anti-bullying then. So,
Well,
but it can happen. People might say things or people might get in your thing and type to you unwanted things, and it's okay to say no, and it's
And
okay to find out what to do. And
and Second Life actually has built-in tools for that. You can actually ban and mute someone that is giving you a hard time, and you can report them.
yes,
Which a lot of new people don't know. I know for me, I actually was brought in here again, not in Noob Island, but I was brought in and dropped down and met wonderful people. But they showed me how to TP to place, but I didn't realize at the time that you do not have a right to walk into someone's home. I thought, oh, here's this fantasy land, and I can go and look at whatever I wanted. And I met two wonderful ladies that actually owned the home and realized that I was new and said, "Hey, Pepper, how you doing? Do you need some help?" And they became mentors, whereas other people may have ejected me, booted me, whatever. I wouldn't have known why at that point. There's some people that take you under the wing and some people that kind of cast you aside. But you can't take it personally.
no,
And it's like real life. Real life. You're coming in here as an individual. You have all of your insecurities and whatnot when you come in, but you meet wonderful people and you can overcome those insecurities with your friends and make a really nice second life. Do you think so?
I do. I think so. I mean, there's one in every family, they say. And I don't think I'm the one. I think it's my sister. But but in FL, I think it's the same. You meet people, and you know what? For one reason or another, they have a bad day. So,
Mhm.
or you just agree to disagree, and sometimes really good friendships end up not working as well as you hoped. And that's happened to me a few times. But I, I haven't lost them as friends, but I'm not as close as I once was when I first started on
But
FL.
well,
Sometimes, it happens. Sometimes people take different paths, or it's a time issue. I had a friend from Australia who I don't really see enough of or talk to enough, and
right.
and it's kind of sad. I wish we still had the closeness we had from the beginning, but I realize she's on a different time zone from me, and she's moved into a different lifestyle from mine, kind of. So, but
Hmm.
that's okay. I mean, we're still friends. We just don't see each other as much as we used to.
Right. And sometimes your friends meet other friends and kind of go about their own way, with other friends, they get involved with modeling or roller derby or
Exactly.
clubbing or whatever. And it might be one person that says, "Hey, let's go." Next thing you know, your friend is with a group of people that you're not so comfortable with, but at the
True.
same time, you have your other friends to back you up and do things with and whatever. So you just kind of let them go and see them more on a one-on-one basis
Yeah.
and stick with the people that are supportive like you would in real life.
Yep.
I
And it's so true. That's actually something that a new person to SL should realize, that you can make really fast friends, and in a blink of an eye, that friendship can either be gone or stretched.
hmm And there's people I know. When I came into Second Life, I was brought here and um kind of taken under people's wings and protected. But there's also people that will pop up every now and then, strangers, and I don't know how I would categorize them. I guess the same as real life. It's like, oh, let me TP you here, let me TP you there. Next thing you know, you're TP'd into a place. And I was fortunate enough years ago, someone that I had met TP'd me into a place, and someone that was actually in the place before I was even res said, "You don't belong here. You have too much class to be here. You don't belong here. Just TP home and I'll keep talking to you." And I had absolutely no idea where I had been TP'd to, as it was still resing. But apparently it was some weird sex site type place or whatever. But somebody actually saw my profile and saw that I was a model and that I was this and this and this and this. And as soon as I landed, cammed in on me and actually took the time to check my profile and said, "No, no, no, you don't belong here." And
Did
I
they
give
have a
that,
rideable sheep there? Because
I have
I
no
think I went
idea.
there.
I have absolutely no idea. But this man actually continued to talk to me and said, "You don't belong here." And I took this person's word for it, TP'd back home, and the person continued to talk to me, while I got out of there and said, "No, you don't belong here. If you want to come in here, you need to make an alt." And at that point, I had no idea what an alt was, but an alt is alternative avatar. And quite frankly, I had no interest being in the place in the first place. So that never happened.
And I understand that, because I went to a place like that, and I was TP'd there by a friend's boyfriend with the girl. It was done as a joke. Let's let's pick an outlandish place and just go there. And the first when I landed, they said, "Hey, blue-eyed girl, you don't belong here." So it's almost the same exact story.
Exactly.
You shouldn't be here.
But thank God for these people. You're in virtual world, and it can be whatever someone's fantasy is, but their fantasy may not align to yours. And if you do happen to get sucked in or TP'd to some place that you're not comfortable with, all you have to do is TP home.
You can just
and you're
TP
safe.
home, or you can go to another landmark, or you can just hit that big red X, because if that's what it takes, then that's what it takes to sometimes, sometimes that's what it takes.
That X actually does turn red when you click it. And if anyone is ever grieved in Second Life, put your mouse cursor over the big X. It will turn red. And you just log out, you log back in, and you're safe at home again. And that's something that Linden Labs Second Life doesn't tell people. And
Hello,
I
Fiddler.
think it's
my Second Life husband is here. He must be wanting dinner.
Second Life husband should sit on the box and we will interview him.
Strange, unusual, and oh, that's easy. There's been a few of them, but one in particular. Okay, well, one in particular, I was actually hired by a dear friend. I won't mention any names. To play in clubs as a musician, and the word got around that I was playing out, and all of a sudden I got started introduced to all sorts of different people. And one guy offered me a job to play at a party or whatnot. I said, sure, gave me a price, which I don't bother over really, I do it for fun. And come to find out, it was a transsexual party. And I was like, whoa. I mean, this guy was a man dressed as a little, what do you call it, Tinkerbell. And he acted like a woman, and all of a sudden more showed up, and more and more. And I did a set, and I said, thank you very much. Have a great night. And I think I left without getting paid.
So what you're saying, Fiddler, it was not your cup of tea.
You should know that, baby.
But since then, you've been able to accept the male dressed as a female.
Yeah, I don't have any issue with that. Just let me know before I perform for you.
But Fiddler and Gleesa are a real life couple that are on Second Life together. And Fiddler actually is a real life composer, musician, and has come into Second Life. He did play in Second Life for a while, a few years back. Why did you stop playing in Second Life?
A couple reasons. Um, I had some personal issues happening in my life, and secondly, to be honest with you, it it started to become a pain in the neck because everybody once you play for someone, they all want you, and I was just getting overwhelmed by requests,
Mm-hmm.
and I just said,
Well,
I want to keep it fun. I don't want to hate music. You know what I mean? I'm a musician.
right. Um, did you get a lot of requests for charity events and donate your time for this and donate your time for that and
Sometimes,
hmm
but not. I wouldn't say a lot. Maybe 10% of the time.
okay, because that does happen in Second Life. I know as an ex-model, we were expected to donate our time, and I'm not going to bring up any specific charity because I've actually done charity events and hosted them, but a lot of times that does come up. Donate your time or contribute to this charity, that charity, la
Yeah,
di da di
I
da.
totally agree with. I totally
But
agree with you. You know what it is? It wasn't. I
mhm,
wasn't asked to donate or give my time to play for a charity here and there.
mhm.
Most of the time, the questions were, "Hey, and Fiddler, you can get up there and play too." Without any rhyme or reason. You know what I mean? They didn't get into it.
Right. You just happen to be at a club and they would say,
Yeah, and
do
Fiddler
it.
can get up and play too. I was just like, whoa, hey.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is that you you don't really think about it, but we came from a previous program called Live, where we had a music room, and it was the Brat Club, and Fiddler was more or less the moderator and the creator of this. And it was someone would come in and play a song, maybe two songs, and then someone else would play a couple of songs, or someone else would sing. So it was kind of a laid back situation. When you come on Second Life and you have to perform, it's like an hour to 2 hours nonstop.
Right.
And
And you have to have the real life equipment, right? You
it's
have to
kind of
have
like,
the
oh,
Yeah,
equipment.
but you have to have the hardware at home and the capability of streaming it.
Right. Right.
and it's a long, if you're doing a whole hour set, it's not so bad. But when they say 2 hours, you're going, okay. And if you don't know your crowd, you don't know your people, you're standing there going, it's sometimes hard to interact when you're not always the front man, and
Well,
you don't really know your environment. It can become a little bit.
I don't think it's the front man or whatever. It's just
Yeah.
it's to be expected of you, which I think is wrong. I mean, with any
well,
artist or model or whoever, whatever you do for your specialty, people should respect you for what you do and then talk
thank
to
you.
you in private, and say, hey, this is the
Thank you.
deal, etc.
I I totally agree with you. You should have a signed contract and you should have dates and times and certain hours that you perform and a certain amount of money that will be exchanged. Well, this is Pepper Pickaboo Pevensie with Gleesa Silversmith and Fidla. And we were coming to you live from Streetwear Live. I hope you all have a wonderful evening.